You can read French, you know French vocabulary, so why does it feel like French people are speaking a completely different language when they open their mouths? In this video, I'll explain why you can read French but still struggle to understand native speakers. I'll share the listening mistake that kept me stuck for years. In French class, the teacher used to play audio clips that we would have to answer questions on what was being said. They would sometimes play it a second time or even a third time, and I remember being really grateful for that. After the activity was over, I could usually read the transcript and understand it pretty well then. So why was I not able to understand audio very well, but reading French I had no problem with? The first listening mistake that kept me stuck for years was that I focused on understanding every single word of what I was listening to. In English, we're highly used to that because we're familiar with the language. As soon as I started listening to French, I would get stuck on a certain word and then I'd get panicky and I wouldn't be able to listen to the rest of the audio, and I had no idea what was being said after that one word that got me stuck. The important shift that I made that helped me with this problem was I stopped trying to understand every single word or sound in the conversation and relied on what parts of it I was able to comprehend. And that allowed me to still get the overall gist of what was being said, even if I didn't know 100% of the French that the other person was speaking. If you've been struggling with this exact problem, I have a free French Essentials beginner guide linked below, and it goes over how to study and incorporate spoken French into your plan. Feel free to check that out and download it at the link below. The next important thing that people miss all the time is that French people often use blended words or they cut off sounds in their language. For example, the word or sentence je ne sais pas will often turn to sais pas. Another good example is il y a. They'll often say y a instead. Tu as vu turns into t'as vu. This just requires you to listen to more spoken French and train your ears to get used to this. I've seen a lot of people who said that at the very beginning, when they first started listening to French all the time, it was hard for them, but after a certain point, it felt like their ears just unlocked once they had enough practice in. This next problem is something not a lot of people talk about, and that is how difficult it is to pick out and know where each word ends and begins in a sentence. When you're looking at a textbook, you see the sentence Je suis allé au magasin, but when somebody speaks the same sentence, it sounds like Je suis allé au magasin, and it's just one giant stream of sound, and if your ear isn't trained for it, you won't know how to pick out those words. So it's important to know that part of mastering spoken French is being able to pull out and separate words from people's streams of spoken speech so you can understand what's being said. If you need more help with your French beginner learning journey, feel free to check out my free guide in the link below. Thank you for watching, and I will see you in the next one.